The Lives of the Saints by Father Alban Butler. April 8th. Blessed Julian of St. Augustine. Blessed Julian Martinet, a descendant of an old family of French knights, was born in Medinaceli in Castile. The difficult economic circumstances of his father forced Julian to become an apprentice in a tailor's workshop. While still very young, he embraced religious life in the Franciscan convent of his hometown. His tendency to extravagant devotional practices and exaggerated penances made his superiors think he was unbalanced, and he was dismissed from the convent. Julian moved from Medinaceli to Santorcas, where he practiced his trade. There he met Father Francisco de Torres when he was preaching a mission. The priest recognized the young man's qualities and made him his collaborator. During the rest of the mission, Julian dedicated himself to walking the streets, ringing the bell to invite the inhabitants to the sermons. Father Torres managed to get the Franciscan convent of Nuestra Señora de Salceda to open its doors to the young man. But history repeated itself. The superiors believed Julian to be unbalanced and dismissed him. Disappointed but not giving up, Julian withdrew to practice austerity in a solitary hermitage, from which he only left to go with the other beggars to ask for some bread at the convent. After a while, the hermit's reputation for holiness moved the Franciscans to admit him for the third time. The Blessed made his religious profession at the end of a year of novitiate and took the name Julian of St. Augustine. He was never ordained a priest. His superiors allowed him to give himself freely to penance. Julian mortified himself with whatever instruments of penance he could find. He slept only for a few hours in the open air, or leaning against a wall, or in one of the confessionals of the church. Father Torres employed him from time to time in his missions. The Blessed had a simple eloquence that touched the heart. His fame spread rapidly, and Queen Margaret, mother of Philip IV, expressed the desire to meet him. Very much against his will, Julian had to obey his superiors and go to court, but he was so intimidated that he could not utter a single word. In 1606, he was overcome by a serious illness 2 leagues from Alcalá de Henares. Refusing to allow himself to be transported in a carriage, the Blessed Man crawled to the convent of San Diego, where he died. The people immediately began to venerate him as a saint, but he was not officially beatified until 1825.